Was this a game that the Ravens choked or that the Steelers won?
Probably lean towards the Steelers one. I think that people are sleeping on the fact that they are able to come back in the fourth quarter. And I don't know if that's because Ben Roethlisberger is able to take advantage of soft coverage. I don't know if that's because Mike Tomlin is able to rally the offense together. I genuinely can't put my thumb on it because we've seen the Steelers come back in multiple games from the brink of basically like elimination in terms of like just losing a game. And the Steelers did it again today. And Lamar Jackson's inability to kind of read a defense and read coverages, it's just he was sacked 7 times today. Pittsburgh was really able to get to him. Lamar has really struggled in terms of putting the ball downfield and has had a lot of turnovers, as I said a couple seconds ago, over the last month or so. So I think that Pittsburgh took advantage of the miscues that Baltimore had, and I think that the offense was able to really capitalize. I mean, for God's sakes, Deontay Johnson was open in the middle of the field for like a 44-yard touchdown in the third quarter. That how someone gets that open in professional football, I don't understand. So I mean, kudos to once again the Steelers offensive coordinator for going out there and creating and mapping out a beautiful play. But I think the Steelers are fighting. Again, I still stand by Ben being completely immobilized because he just looks like he can't move at all. But Najee Harris is doing what he needs to do and carrying the load. He leads the NFL in total touches, which is beyond me. I didn't even think that was a metric outside of Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. But for whatever reason, Najee Harris leads the league in that. And I think he's a great piece. Ben Roethlisberger says that he's the best running back he's ever played with. And I think that speaks volumes because Ben has played with Jerome Bettis, a Hall of Famer, a Super Bowl champion, Le'Veon Bell in his prime. He had Willie Parker, Rashad Mendenhall, and again, in their primes, both solid running backs for a period of time. So for him to go out there and say that, Najee in his rookie season is the best running back he's played with is crazy. But, I mean, it's working, and I think that Pittsburgh looked pretty good today.
As far as the question goes, I'm going to say the Steelers won this one. This is one of those games, Kev, I think you're fully aware of just the battles that the Steelers and the Ravens have gone through over the last decade or so. And like, I'm of the mindset that that's what this game turned out to be. It was a low scoring affair. Both defenses I thought were playing very well throughout most of the game. But I was surprised at how well the Steelers were able to execute in the fourth quarter because up until that point, watching Ben Roethlisberger move out there, dude, the only way I could kind of put this is it looks like he's running with like cinder blocks on his feet. Like he just can't move. But despite that, I thought the Steelers were able to rally in the fourth quarter and they were able to make some good plays. And not only that, I liked the fact that the Steelers offense was able to integrate pretty much everybody in the offense. I thought Najee had good touches in the fourth quarter. I thought Deontay Johnson was an absolute beast in the fourth quarter. He was really their number one wideout that they were going through, that they were going to throughout most of the fourth quarter. And I also thought Freiermuth, he had some pretty solid catches for them. And I know he's kind of become like a fan favorite in the Steelers just because they keep yelling out his name, kind of like what they used to do with Heath Miller when he was playing back with the Steelers.
Heath Miller, wow.
Yeah. So, but not only that, I thought their defense stepped up huge, like you mentioned. The 7 sacks against Lamar Jackson. I mean, that's a hell of a day. And even when I thought that the Steelers looked like they were dead in the water, this is kind of like going back into the earlier stages of the game. That defense is what kept them in it throughout most of the game. Now, granted, they did give up that touchdown to Lamar Jackson in the Ravens offense with about like 10, 15 seconds left in the game. And I do think that the Steelers got bailed out by just an inaccurate pass by Lamar Jackson to Mark Andrews on that 2-point conversion because Mark Andrews catches that pass, the Ravens are going to win that game. And that's literally how close the Steelers were to losing that game. It was literally just a fingertip from possibly losing that game. So, all in all, this was a game very traditional as far as just the rivalry that the Steelers and Ravens had. And I got to give credit to the Steelers. This is a team that's been up and down throughout the entire season. And despite how bad they looked through the first 3 quarters, they were able to rally in the fourth quarter, make some plays when it mattered the most, and ended up getting a win against arguably the best team in the AFC in front of your home crowd. So I got to give A lot of credit to the Steelers for that. And when it comes to the Ravens, it's just one play. That 2-point conversion. I don't mind the fact that they went for it. Just literally that pass was off by maybe 1 or 2 inches to Mark Andrews on that 2-point conversion. That's literally the difference in this game. But all in all, great game, great rivalry matchup. And Steelers get the dub, man. And I got to give them respect for that.